galaxy was in turmoil. With its two mightiest forces at each other's throats, the devastation left in the wake of their passing was almost unimaginable. It was from this chaos that a radical group would emerge, their shadowy hands secretly steering the very fate of the galaxy. From a seemingly unconnected series of events, they would grow to become one of the most influential powers in the galactic arena. Yet their machinations would go virtually unknown for several years. Perhaps most pivotal of all of these was the destruction of innocuous cantina in Lower Coruscant, known as the Swollen Shaak. From the ashes of its demise would rise a new beginning, and a rare glimpse of the Falleen mastermind behind its inception, gifted to those who had survived its bombardment by Republic forces. The Falleen offered those who still stood an opportunity of great promise, to become part of a secret service organization under his command and that of his chief operatives. Those who accepted became trusted agents and would serve as his eyes and hands across the core worlds and beyond. Those who refused were considered a liability to his great plan, an unacceptable factor in an otherwise flawless design. They were killed. It was in wake of this singular event that the Epoch Agency was formed. During the next year, the agency worked behind the scenes, consolidating its power base and headhunting promising new recruits, or silencing them as the situation demanded. Revealing themselves only to clients wealthy enough to pay their high fees, and never exposing their agenda, Epoch soon spread across the galaxy as their influence grew. Alliances were formed and their enemies were corrupted, weakened, and eventually destroyed. Only the Falleen himself knew of the masterful plan that was being put into action, one that would take years of careful planning and political maneuvering to accomplish. Trusting his most experienced agents to carry out his wishes, the Falleen once again retreated into hiding, an enigmatic figure who could have become lost to legend were it not for a handful of prominent appearances in the years that followed. His trust in his agents was not unfounded. Through measures most would never think to undertake, members of the agency, from the newest initiate to the chief operatives themselves, achieved the impossible, braving both sides of the galactic Cold War and infiltrating seemingly impenetrable defences at their employer's request. No environment was too inhospitable, no job too dangerous, specialised or demanding. Those who could afford their services found the Epoch Agency able to deliver on any mission they undertook. All the while they worked in the shadows, an elite force moving unseen throughout the galaxy with the precision of a laser scalpel and an efficiency not seen since the time of the Geo Haradan. In those first few years the movements of the agency were silent and hidden. It would be several years before they revealed themselves, and the true extent of their reach became apparent.